Hello and welcome to Chess with Simon. I'm Simon. My bullet grade got destroyed through kind of silly behaviour, really. Okay, so we're going to play d5 here, and we're going to assume that we're solid, we're defensive. We're going to play c5, we're going to play knight c6. They're not going to take on c5, are they? We'll probably just pin the... I don't think we'll worry about that. Well, that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? So I think what my opponent's... f3 every time. What my opponent's trying to do here is play a quick attack. Maybe we'll play queen b6. Maybe we'll play queen c8 to stop g4. It doesn't stop g4, but it means we can get a pawn out of it and hit the queen. I quite like the idea of that. Okay, so why don't we put the rook on c8 with the idea of taking on d4 and then playing knight b4. Our opponent spotted it, but they have not spotted the idea of taking on d4 and hitting the queen, which is cute. They spot it now. The pawn's pinned against the queen. Okay, so we're a simple pawn up now, and that's going to irritate our strong opponent, because there's no compensation. In fact, now I would say the compensation is actually negative. In other words, I think we have the compensation. It's not compensation if you're not down material, but we have the better position, I would say, because the king's kind of insecure. Our position is just more harmonious. I mean, so that does hit the knight. We could take, it's a little bit awkward. You can take, and then you've got a discovery on the queen, but there's not much you can do with it. Take on g4 with the knight, and there's a discovery on the queen. Now here, you don't take with the knight because it's mate, but you can take here with the bishop. And as long as they can't get rid of the f6 now, I suppose what you've got to be careful of, really careful, is bishop takes, and then they take on f6, but they don't, because you swap queens and win. That's the point. You swap, yeah, they've seen it. They've seen it. So we've got to be quite careful here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to allow our opponent, well, let's just give them a check first to keep them on their toes. And then let's put the bishop in the way to mean we don't get knocked out of the game. We're going to play d4, and we're going to are we going to play d4? Maybe we are going to play d4. I don't really know why I'm doing that. Honestly, sometimes just do it. Okay, so now this is quite a good move. Yeah. So this, it's just sort of like, yeah, lots of things being sort of swapped off. We're a pawn up. All right. I mean, basically, there's no mate anymore, because there's no mate because the bishop is covering the rook's pinned. Yeah, but the rook's pinned. Okay, that was crafty by me, because I think I'm just going to come out a piece up. Sort of like there'll be a big exchange on f3 and I'll just take the knight. Maybe the knight can run now, but isn't the knight kind of trapped? Oh, good move, sir. Good move, but isn't white's position falling apart here? Okay, so maybe not completely, right? Oh, yes, completely. Completely. Okay, I mean, to be fair, it is bullets, so, you know, one loses track of things. So what we're going to do now is win a pawn on this side and generally just sort of grind. Hitting the knight, getting the last pawn. Now all we've got to do is that. Yeah, I think black's going to win this, you know. I like my chances. Okay, now what we're going to do is give a check on every single move. Just give a check on every move. Oh, come on. Yeah, fine. Fine. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed that. It was an interesting game. Why was it interesting? I don't know. Our opponent was attacking. We were defending. Some good stuff happened at the end. Yeah, in fact, we were winning quite early on. Let's see where we started to win. We started to win here, look. Boom. Yeah, we just put in some sound moves. And here, I said we had the compensation, right? And I was right. To be fair, our opponent did well. What I'm doing here is just trying to open the centre because this flank attack is kind of annoying. Just open the centre and love that move. And didn't realise quite how good that one was either, how strong that one was. I think I made a mistake in the middle, but it sort of doesn't matter with so little time on the clock. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed that. See you soon.